If Tinkercad is showing the error "something went wrong," don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through the fastest fixes step by step so you can get back to designing without the frustration. This error can happen for a few different reasons, including browser cache issues, extensions like ad blockers or VPNs, graphics settings, broken project geometry, network problems, or even circuit simulation errors. The good news is that most of the time, you can fix it in just a few minutes. Before we get into the steps, make sure to hit that like button if this tutorial helps you out, and subscribe for more simple tech fixes, software tutorials, and beginner-friendly guides just like this one. Now, let's get straight into the fix. The first thing you should try is a hard refresh. On Windows, press Ctrl and F5 at the same time. On Mac, press Command, Shift, and R. This forces your browser to reload Tinkercad without using the saved cache, and sometimes that alone clears the error. If the page was stuck loading old data, a hard refresh can get everything working again immediately. If that doesn't work, open Tinkercad in an Incognito or private browsing window. On Windows, press Ctrl, Shift, and N in Chrome to open Incognito mode. On Mac, use Command, Shift, and N if your browser supports it. If Tinkercad works normally in private mode, that usually means one of your extensions is causing the problem. Ad blockers, VPN extensions, privacy tools, or script blockers can interfere with Tinkercad's browser functions, so test them one by one and disable anything suspicious. Next, clear your browser cookies and cache. Press Ctrl, Shift, and Delete, then choose to clear cookies and cached images and files for at least the last 24 hours. In many cases, old browser data gets in the way of Tinkercad loading properly. Once you clear that data, close the browser completely, reopen it, and try Tinkercad again. This is one of the most common fixes for the "something went wrong" message. Now, let's check your graphics settings. Tinkercad uses a web-based 3D engine, and if your browser is not using hardware acceleration, the site can fail or crash. Go into your browser settings, search for System, and make sure Use Hardware Acceleration is turned on. After enabling it, restart the browser so the change takes effect. This is especially important if you're working with 3D designs, because Tinkercad needs your graphics system to render correctly. You should also test WebGL, because if WebGL is broken, Tinkercad may not load its 3D workspace properly. Open a new tab and visit get.webgl.org. If you see the spinning cube, WebGL is working. If you do not see it, you may need to update your browser or install the latest graphics driver for your computer. Outdated drivers or unsupported graphics settings can cause Tinkercad errors that look random, but they are usually caused by rendering issues behind the scenes. If the problem happens only with one specific design, the issue may be with the project itself. One simple fix is to duplicate the project. From the Tinkercad dashboard, click the gear icon and choose Duplicate. A fresh copy can sometimes bypass stuck geometry or corrupted elements that cause the original file to throw an error. If the duplicate opens fine, that's a strong sign the original design had a problem with the data inside it. Another important tip is to simplify your groups. If you are trying to group 50 or more shapes at once, Tinkercad may struggle and show an error. Instead, group objects in smaller batches of 5 to 10. This reduces stress on the browser and makes the design process much more stable. If you've imported a very complex file, try breaking it into smaller sections before combining everything. For imported STL or SVG files, simplify them before uploading. You can use tools like 3D Builder for STL files or Inkscape for SVG files to reduce the number of nodes or triangles in the file. When a file is too detailed, Tinkercad may have trouble processing it, especially on slower computers or browsers. Cleaning up the file before import can prevent the "something went wrong" message from showing up again. Now, let's move to the network side. If you're using a VPN, disable it and reload Tinkercad. VPNs can interfere with the real-time saving connection that Autodesk uses, and that can make the workspace fail to load or keep crashing. If you're on a school or office network, try another network if possible, because some firewalls can also block the service. You can also flush your DNS if the site still isn't behaving properly. On Windows, open Command Prompt and type ipconfig/flush DNS, then press Enter. This clears outdated network records and can help your browser connect cleanly to Tinkercad again. After that, refresh the site and test it one more time. If you think the issue might be on Autodesk's side, check the service status. Go to health.autodesk.com and see whether Tinkercad or related services are having an outage. If the service is down, there may be nothing wrong with your browser or computer at all, and the best solution is simply to wait until the platform is back online. If you are using Tinkercad circuits, there is one more thing to check. Make sure your code does not contain an infinite loop without a delay. Every while loop or for loop should include a delay function where needed, because a loop that runs too fast can freeze the simulation. Also check your wiring carefully. If 5 volt is connected directly to ground, that short circuit can crash the simulation engine and trigger errors. Fixing the circuit wiring can instantly bring the project back to life. So if Tinkercad says something went wrong, remember the fix is usually one of these. Refresh the browser, test Incognito mode, clear cache and cookies, turn on hardware acceleration, check WebGL, duplicate the project, simplify your groups, reduce imported file complexity, disable VPNs, flush DNS, check Autodesk status,
and inspect your circuit if you are using simulation. If this video helped you solve the issue, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more quick tutorials like this. And if you want, leave a comment below with the exact error you're seeing, and I'll help you troubleshoot it further. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.